Build a house. Build a house. The clumsy builder tried to build a house, but he forgot to put in a front door. Share a house. Share a house. I share a house with 3 lazy cats who think they pay the rent. Demolish a house. Demolish a house. The workers accidentally used too much dynamite to demolish a house, and now my car is covered in dust. Renovate a house. Renovate a house. My dad decided to renovate a house, and now the whole living room is painted shocking pink. Break into a house. Break into a house. The unlucky thief tried to break into a house, but he got stuck in the tiny dog door. Move house. Move house. We had to move house because our neighbor's pet monkey was stealing our bananas every morning. Live in a house. Live in a house. I live in a house where the fridge mysteriously empties itself every midnight. Stay at someone's house. Stay at someone's house. I had to stay at my friend's house last night because a friendly stray dog was sleeping on my front porch. Pass someone's house. Pass someone's house. Every time I pass my boss's house, I hide behind a tree just in case he sees me. Lock yourself out of the house. Lock yourself out of the house. Mr. John managed to lock himself out of the house while wearing only a towel to pick up the newspaper. Use or take the stairs. Use or take the stairs. I confidently decided to take the stairs for my health. 3 steps later, I was crying and begging for an elevator. Climb the stairs. Climb the stairs. Watching my chubby, short-legged dog try to climb the stairs is like watching a potato roll uphill. Run up or down the stairs. Run up or down the stairs. When I turn off the downstairs light at night, I automatically run up the stairs like a ghost is trying to grab my ankles. Fall down the stairs. Fall down the stairs. I didn't fall down the stairs. I just aggressively hugged every single step on my way down to check the quality. Carry something up or down the stairs. Carrying something up or down the stairs. Trying to carry a heavy washing machine up the stairs with your partner is the fastest way to end a relationship. A flight of stairs. A flight of stairs. I accidentally dropped my only house key down a whole flight of stairs. I guess I'll just sleep on the roof tonight. The top or bottom of the stairs. The top or bottom of the stairs. I stood proudly at the top of the stairs, only to realize I left my phone at the bottom of the stairs. Share a room. Share a room. I share a room with my brother, but I sleep in the closet because he snores like a tractor. Tidy your room. Tidy your room. Tidy your room, Mom shouted. So I pushed all my clothes under the rug. Let out rooms. Let out rooms. We let out rooms to make money, but our new tenant is a very noisy ghost. A bright room. A bright room. I wanted a bright room, but now I have to wear sunglasses in bed. A comfortable room. A comfortable room. It was such a comfortable room that I slept for 3 days and missed my own birthday. A tidy room. A tidy room. My son has a tidy room today. I am 100% sure he broke my TV. An untidy room. An untidy room. I have such an untidy room that I just found my missing pizza from last year. A single room. A single room. I booked a single room, but it's so small I have to sleep standing up. A twin room. A twin room. We got a twin room, but my lazy dog stole the other bed. A double room. A double room. I paid for a double room, but my wife still takes 90% of the blanket. The spare room. The spare room. The spare room is where all my broken chairs go to die. The next room. The next room. The guy in the next room is singing. He sounds like a dying duck. The room is crowded. The room is crowded. The room is crowded with my 5 cats who all want my tuna sandwich. The room is locked. The room is locked. The room is locked, and I really need to use the toilet. A waiting room. A waiting room. The dentist's waiting room is the scariest place on earth. Mop the floor. Mop the floor. I tried to mop the floor, but my dog thought it was a fun game and attacked the mop. Sweep the floor. Sweep the floor. I sweep the floor every Sunday, which basically means I just move the dust from the kitchen to the living room. Scrub the floor. Scrub the floor. I had to scrub the floor for an hour because I accidentally dropped a single drop of super glue. Cover the floor. Cover the floor. We covered the floor with white carpets, which was a terrible idea because we love drinking chocolate milk. Lie on the floor. Lie on the floor. When the Wi-Fi stops working, I just lie on the floor and question my entire existence. Sleep on the floor. Sleep on the floor. I let my cat take the bed, so now I sleep on the floor like a loyal servant. Slip on the floor. Slip on the floor. I slipped on the wet floor and did a perfect breakdance move, but nobody was watching. Pile on the floor. Pile on the floor. I pile books on the floor to look smart, but honestly, I just use them as a very expensive coffee table. Spill on the floor. Spill on the floor. The exact moment I clean my room, my brain tells me to spill coffee on the floor. Hoover the carpet. Hoover the carpet. I tried to hoover the carpet, but the vacuum swallowed my sock. Now we are fighting. Lay a carpet. Lay a carpet. I spent 3 hours laying a new carpet. It looks great, but now I can't open my bedroom door. Ruin a carpet. Ruin a carpet. Buying a white carpet was a mistake. My dog ruined the carpet in 5 seconds, and he looks very proud. A carpet wear. A carpet wear. Our carpet wears out in only one spot. It's the exact place where I stand and stare at the empty fridge. Paint a wall. Paint a wall. I decided to paint a wall, but ended up painting myself, my dog, and the ceiling. Drill a hole in a wall. Drill a hole in a wall. I tried to drill a hole in a wall for a small picture and accidentally found a hidden water pipe. A thin wall. A thin wall. We have such a thin wall that I say bless you every time my neighbor sneezes. An outside wall. An outside wall. I tried to lean coolly against an outside wall, but it was freshly painted. The garden is surrounded by a wall. The garden is surrounded by a wall. Our house is surrounded by a wall to keep thieves out, but it mostly keeps me locked in. Cover a wall with pictures. Cover a wall with pictures. I cover a wall with pictures so nobody can see the massive hole I made yesterday. A high wall? A high wall? I tried to jump over a high wall to look cool, but my pants totally disagreed. Hang a painting on the wall? Hang a painting on the wall. Every time I hang a painting on the wall, the whole house shakes. Push a chair against the wall. Push a chair against the wall. I push a chair against the wall when I sleep so the ghosts can't sit down and watch me. Paint the ceiling. Paint the ceiling. I tried to paint the ceiling, but gravity decided to paint my face instead. Touch the ceiling. Touch the ceiling. My tall friend can easily touch the ceiling, while I have to jump just to reach the light switch. Stare at the ceiling. Stare at the ceiling. I stare at the ceiling for hours trying to sleep, but the ceiling fan just stares back and judges my life choices. A low ceiling? A low ceiling. We moved into a house with such a low ceiling that I have to walk around like a ninja. Water dripping from the ceiling. Water dripping from the ceiling. There is water dripping from the ceiling. So I fixed it by putting my favorite coffee cup under it. I am an engineer. Hang plants from the ceiling. Hang plants from the ceiling. I decided to hang plants from the ceiling, and now my living room is basically a dangerous jungle. Open the door? Open the door? I opened the door for a cute cat, but a giant raccoon walked in instead. Shut the door. Shut the door. I shut the door to ignore my problems, but my dog immediately started scratching to come in. Slam the door. Slam the door. I tried to slam the door dramatically, but it was a sliding glass door. Lock the door. Lock the door. I locked the door to feel safe, but I accidentally locked myself outside in my pajamas. Knock on the door. Knock on the door. Someone knocked on the door at 3 a.m. It was just my cat demanding more food. Break down the door. Break down the door. The police tried to break down the door, but the sign clearly said, pull. Hold the door open. Hold the door open. I held the door open for one person, and now I have been standing here for 3 days holding it for everyone. The door leads to the kitchen. The door leads to the kitchen. This secret door leads to the kitchen, which is very dangerous because I am always hungry. Enter by the front door. Enter by the front door. I tried to enter by the front door, but a very aggressive goose was guarding it. Stand outside a door. Stand outside a door. I stood outside a door for 20 minutes before realizing it was just a realistic painting on the wall. There's someone at the door. There's someone at the door. Mom said, "There's someone at the door!" But it was just a bear wanting a hug. A light bulb. A light bulb. I tried to change a light bulb, but I accidentally bought a disco ball. Now my kitchen is a nightclub. A light switch. A light switch. I was feeling the wall for a light switch in the dark, but I ended up shaking hands with a burglar. Switch off the light. Switch off the light. I clapped my hands to switch off the light, but my dog thought I was cheering for him and started dancing. The light is on. The light is on. I know you are hiding inside because the light is on, and I can see your shadow eating my pizza. Leave the light on. Leave the light on. If you leave the light on outside, all the bugs in the neighborhood will host a giant party at your door. The light comes on. The light comes on. Every time the motion sensor light comes on, I freeze like a statue, hoping the T-Rex doesn't see me. The light goes out. The light goes out. Right when I was taking a dramatic selfie, the light went out, and I looked like a blurry ghost. Open a window. Open a window. I opened a window to get some fresh air, but a very angry bird flew in and took my sandwich. Close a window. Close a window. I tried to close a window to stop the rain, but I just trapped a mosquito inside with me. Now it's a battle for survival. Break a window. Break a window. I tried to catch a baseball to look cool, but I ducked and let it break a window instead. Clean the windows. Clean the windows. I spent hours cleaning the windows. Now they are so invisible that I just walked face first into the glass. The windows steam up. The windows steam up. The windows steam up when I sing in the shower, probably because the house is crying at my terrible voice. Look through a window. Look through a window. I looked through a window to spy on my neighbor and realized he was looking through his window, spying on me. The view from the window. The view from the window. The view from the window is supposed to be a beautiful park, but it's just a brick wall and a very confident squirrel. The sun shines through the window. The sun shines through the window. The sun shines through the window every morning at 6 a.m., aiming directly at my left eye like a laser beam. See reflection in the window. See reflection in the window. I saw my reflection in the window and smiled at the handsome guy, until I realized it was just a poster of a movie star behind me. Turn the heating on. Turn the heating on. I turned the heating on because I was cold, and now my living room is an active volcano. Turn the heating off. Turn the heating off. I turned the heating off to save money, so now my dog is wearing my winter coat. Install central heating. Install central heating. I tried to install central heating myself. Now the oven is freezing cold and the fridge is on fire. The heating breaks down. The heating breaks down. The heating broke down on the coldest day of the year, exactly when I was wet in the shower. Set the heating to come on. Set the heating to come on. I set the heating to come on at 5 a.m., but my cat stepped on the button and activated Inferno mode. House has heating. House has heating. The agent said the house has heating, but he just pointed to a very angry dragon in the basement. Repair the central heating. Repair the central heating. I paid a guy to repair the central heating. He just kicked the machine once and asked for $500.
Thanks for watching. Hope to see you again soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe.